Hello, wonderful person. This is Chris for the Informed Stoner, and it's Monday morning. Time for our Good News Monday Morning Report. Let's see what's going on. Today, from today.com. 8-year-old learned his Waffle House waiter was living in a motel. He raised over 66K for him. That's amazing. That's one of the most uplifting stories I've heard in a long time. By Joseph Wilmore. 8-year-old Kazan Hunter has a regular breakfast at his local Waffle House in Little Rock, Arkansas, with his family, sometimes with his grandpa, but often with his parents and siblings. With these trips comes his meal served by his favorite waiter, Devontae Gardner. It was about a year ago when they met. His dad started going, and Kazan would go with him. When he came home, he talked about Devontae and how much he liked him. Kazan's mom, Vidura Hunter, tells Today.com, adding the family goes to breakfast just about every weekend. For Gardner, the feeling is mutual. Every time he comes in, I always give him a high five because that's what he expects, Gardner told Today.com. Gardner has memorized Kazan's usual order: scrambled eggs with cheese, no toast, hash browns covered with cheese, and an Arnold Palmer. He's a wonderful kid. He tells me jokes every time he comes in, like, "Hey, Devontae, I got a joke for you," and the next thing you know, we're laughing, he adds. This is a great story. This is just a great story. Hunter says the family got to know Gardner better over time, learning about his wife, Aisa, and his daughters, 3-year-old Jade and 2-year-old Amora. As we started to go more and more, we met Devontae, we realized, and he just really a light in the world, Hunter says. Aw, isn't that sweet? That's I don't know, this is heartwarming. You don't hear a whole lot of good. I try to do what I can and pull out what I can to find, but it's not as easy as it sounds. It got to the point where we always would sit in his section, she adds. Every time we go in, he's so smiley. He's always like, "Hey, Kazan, how are you?" One day, Kazan learned that Gardner was in a dire living situation because his family's former apartment was riddled with issues, and he didn't have a car to drive to work. He wanted to find something affordable, so we moved into a low-income area, Gardner says. We just got tired of infestations and rats and roaches and black mold. His daughter, black mold, that's bad. I mean, roaches and rats are bad as well. Black mold, that's dangerous for a lot of people. My daughters were getting sick. Yeah, I bet they were. I bet they were. No heat and things like that. When it was cold outside, we had them bundle up like 4 or 5 blankets in order to stay warm. Jeez, that's horrible. It was just horrible, Gardner says. I agree. Adding that he and his family had been living in the motel for the past 8 months. After learning this, Kazan decided he wanted to help his friend. He came home and told me that, "Hey mom, Devontae walks or gets a ride to work and I'm going to start a GoFundMe." Wow, that's cool. I mean, not many kids probably think that. Hunter says, adding that Kazan had begged him for a while to go do a GoFundMe before she agreed to take the plunge. I was like, well, okay, that's really sweet and it's a great idea. It really was. I think so. The initial idea was to raise enough money to get the Waffle House worker a car. Gardner mentioned to the family that he was looking for one, but the plans were put on hold due to his living situation. It's really set him back because the motel was so expensive. Yeah, especially living there month to month. I can only imagine what it costs. With his mom's help, Kazan aimed to raise a modest amount of $500 for Gardner. Then he posted the GoFundMe titled "Help Devontae Get a Family Car" on February 18th. Hi, my name is Kazan. I'm an 8-year-old. Reads GoFundMe. Description: Devontae is a hardworking dad with 2 little girls and a wife. He's a dedicated worker and has to walk or get a ride to work every day. That's a horrible position to be in, but you know what? He's a man and he's doing his job, and that's awesome. So he deserves every bit of whatever help finds its way to him. Kazan then explains that Gardner was looking for a decently priced car, and the Hunter family was to get Gardner's family into a clean rental property. Well, that's really cool. Devontae is one of the most joyous and positive people you will ever meet. He's always greets us with the biggest smile, Kazan wrote. I hope your heart is as big as mine and will help you spread kindness in the world. Any amount helps. Though, apologies. Though the Hunters say the GoFundMe started out slow, as more attention comes, the amount and the goal has skyrocketed to over 66,000 as of the publication. It's exciting, me, Kazan tells Today.com. His mom jumped in to add that all the attention has been slightly overwhelming for the little one. I mean, he's still 8, Hunter says. The other morning he said, I was just trying to maybe make 5,000 and get him a car. Now it turned into a crowd. We had no clue this was going to happen. The crazy part, that's the crazy part to us, Corey Hunter, Kazan's dad says. I get it, but the goal was 5,000 and people do not care what the goal was. They keep giving and giving. Gardner, who spoke to Today.com while on break during his morning shift at Waffle House, says that he just signed a lease on a two-year lease on an apartment, thanks to a lease on a 2-bedroom apartment. Wow, where was it getting year from? I can read sometimes, I swear. Oh, jeez. 2-bedroom apartment thanks to the effort of his little friend. I will be moving into my apartment very soon. We'll be able to have something more stable, Gardner said, adding that he's looking to get a family sedan or a minivan, but will save the rest of his money for his kids. Oh, that's really sweet. Just as long as he gets what they need, though, I'm going to save the rest because I want to put my daughters in a good school. I want them to be in a good environment, Gardner explains. Everything I'm getting is going mostly towards my daughters to make sure they have a great life and make sure we won't have to struggle anymore. Gardner said the Hunter also mentions that they just saw each other recently after the GoFundMe at the Waffle House, with Vidura Hunter snapped a picture of Gardner still at work. He's a positive young kid. He's a very huge heart, and I'm thankful he came into my life, Gardner says. I think so many people spend a lot of energy complaining about what they don't like, Vidura Hunter says, but if you just be positive, then eventually love and positivity is going to prevail. It always does. Be the change you wish to see in the world, right? We know who we are as people. We know the potential of what our children can be, Corey Hunter adds. Kazan's middle name is actually Love. When asked if they think Kazan is living up to his name, both of his parents replied empathetically, exactly. That's a good story. I hope that starts you off to a great week and gives you a good positive outlook on this Monday. And if you would, like and subscribe, and see you again.